It is a bit unusual, but I always sort of knew I would be living away from where I was born. Just the very idea that there exists a whole big world out there intrigued me, and I wanted to go see it for myself. The very thought of moving away from a place you call a home is anything but easy. However, I think it's the only way one can truly live. Living abroad, for that matter, is one of the few ways you get out of a boxed lifestyle, a pattern we live in for the rest of our lives. Whether you're already thinking of moving or if you're still very unsure, I hope this video helps you out either way. Challenge your understanding of the world. When you live in one place for the rest of your life, you're limiting your life and yourselves quite literally. You see things a certain way and it becomes the whole truth, because it is all the truth you will ever know and you won't even question it. Moving to a new country or a new culture is always challenging to your understanding of the reality. You realize how people from different parts of the world process the same things very differently. You will be surprised of how many perspectives differ even in the smallest of things. It takes some effort to understand things from someone else's perspective, and living abroad definitely enables you to do that. Open-mindedness. When you make efforts to try understanding people's perspectives, to be in their shoes, you take a step closer to widening your thought process. This process takes some effort and is definitely very rewarding. Open-mindedness comes when you are not fixated in your own reasoning of the world, when you are willing to accept a difference of opinion or lifestyle while embracing the unknown. Living abroad definitely helps in this, because every day you are compelled to tune into the beat of this different reality which might be quite alien to your own thoughts and beliefs. To an extent, it forces you to challenge your own perspective. Trust me, it's an experience which is totally worth it. There is more than what meets the eye. You might think simply consuming something from a place is enough to help you better understand that place. Well, it is in a way, but the reality doesn't always reflect what you might know. Now, for example, I've grown up watching American sitcoms and movies and listening to a lot of American musicians all through my childhood and my teenage years. It always felt like I knew American culture by heart and knew how people get on over there. It wasn't until I actually got here the bubble perception of America popped. What I saw on TV or movies was only half of the whole truth, a mere essence but not the whole. If you want to know a culture or its people well, you have to live there. It's the only and the best way. Cultural exchange. Cultural exchange is so important. I cannot stress more. Internet and social media, thanks to them, have made cultural exchange slightly more convenient than it used to be in the past, but it comes with its own limits. I'm a firm believer of using diversity to make the world a better place, and culture is beautiful. It defines heritages, identities, and I believe it should be accessible to those who want to acquire it. If I come from Asia and I'm inclined towards Western culture or lifestyle, so be it. Why should a certain geographic restriction come in between me and what my heart wants? If a Westerner loves the more traditional aspects of an Asian country, they should totally embrace it without even thinking twice. We are what we want to be, and we shouldn't let one aspect of our life define the way we want to live our lives or we express ourselves. I think moving abroad gives you that opportunity to try new things, to eat different food, befriend people who you normally wouldn't, while causing a ripple effect. All this does is open doors to a world that understands each other better. Opportunities you didn't know existed. When you move to a different country, you will discover opportunities, be that career related, education or business related, and even love and relationships. It could be anything, but sometimes it takes a human to leave their nest and make a long voyage towards the unknown to find what they want. Ironically, sometimes you leave home only to come back to one. For example, Christopher Columbus discovering America, Elizabeth Gilbert leaving for around the world to discover her creative magic, Sam leaving her home to find this channel. You get the point. Learning about yourself. When you're pushed out of your comfort zone, you suddenly start discovering so many aspects of yourselves you didn't even know that existed in the first place. How you react to new situations, how you adjust to new surroundings and new people, how you communicate, what you communicate, all of that and more. Living abroad can truly bring so much of self-reflection you won't even realize when you actually do it. In conclusion, to grow, to be more human. Imagine if the world were shut and no one knew what it was like to be somewhere else. Wouldn't that be just so sad? The world wouldn't have seen half the magic there exists today, don't you think? If you're watching this video and if you have always been thinking of moving, I would encourage you to finally do it. It is now or it's never. Well, apart from the quarantine aspect, life is shorter than we think. If you still aren't sure if you should do it, I would say sometimes you have to cross your fingers and hope for the best and just take a leap of faith without giving in too much into your doubts or your fears. I promise promise the rest will fall together. But overall, it is finally up to you and no one else can decide that. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Please share and support my channel. I need to grow, get my messages across more people, so please make sure you share it. Follow by Storyteller on Instagram, and as always, thanks for being here.